Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azlin binti Zulkafli and my group represent about the risk management in IOI Properties Group Berhad. Okay, first of all, I will explain and tell about the IOI Properties Group Berhad background. In 1975, Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Lee Sin Cheng started a private limited property company named Lam Sun Huat Development Sdn Bhd. Later, these companies exchanged their name into the IOI Properties Berhad in 1994. IOI Properties Group Berhad is one of Malaysia's leading public listed property developers. It has built a solid reputation as the esteemed property arms of IOI Group prior to its successful listing onto the main board of Malaysian Stock Exchange on 15 January 2014. Today, IOI is renowned as one of the largest property company in the country with a proven track record spanning more than 3 decades in the property development industry. IOI Properties principal activities include property developments, property investments, leisure and hospitality.
I will explain about the risk management. Risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and controlling threats to an organization's capital and earning. Threat or risk can happen from a wide variety of sources. For example, like financial uncertainty, natural disaster like COVID-19 happen today. It may make people lost. Some of business need to close because our business hours is restricted, and some of people get fired because of the company is lost, and some people need to work from home. And the ideal examples of natural disaster is tsunami. Then strategic management error. Strategic management error is, for example, like not thinking about the competitors and market trends. Who are your competitors? How does their offerings difference from yours? And the last one is accident. What is important on implementation of risk management plan? The company can save money because they get prepared and protect their futures. Because a risk management plan will help a company establish procedure to avoid potential threats and minimize their impact. And then to understand and control risk, enable organizations and control risk to enable organizations to be more confident in their business decision. And then strong corporate governance principle that focus specifically on risk management that can help a company to reach their objective and goals. And then other is important is to create a safe and secure work environment for all staff and customers, increase the stability of business operation while also decreasing legal liability, provide protection for events that are detrimental to both the company and the environment, protect all involved people and assets from potential harm. And the last one is
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Safia binti Kamaruddin. So today I will present on how IOI Properties manage their risk. First, in terms of health and safety risk, the company is potentially exposed to risk of injuries or death at project sites arising from non-compliance of workers with precautionary measures for safety and working environment conditions. The company has solved the problems by increased monitoring of workplace safety compliance through implementation of management systems to ensure flexible enforcement of established health, safety, and environment policies. Next, regular training and reviews also conducted to improve work environment conditions and precautionary measures on safety. Secondly, in terms of market risk, the company had recognized that their performance is affected by market conditions such as oversupply leading to slow take-up rates and disrupting the technology leading to increased competition for market share. The company has managed the risk by establishing a range of differentiated products with specific pricing strategies to cater to the diverse market. The company regularly executes initiatives to refocus product strategies and launch innovative technology-led marketing campaigns and financing schemes to enhance customer engagement. Continue to the previous slide. Third, technological risk. The company potentially exposed to information technology infrastructure disruptions such as cyber threats or loss of critical or confidential information due to data backup issues. So, they have managed the risk by establishing extra protection on their technology infrastructure and system, along with regular system vulnerability testing and enforcement of business continuity procedures to ensure sufficient physical backup facilities for protection of critical and confidential data. Last but not least, project management risk. It is timely delivery of projects within budget at predetermined quality standards that can potentially be disrupted by risks such as delays in regulatory approvals, non-performing contractors, failure to deliver products or services on time, and escalation of unexpected costs. The company has solved this risk by ensuring adequate screening and selection process for qualified consultants and contractors, as well as continuous monitoring of work for timely delivery of high-quality products and services within their budget.
Okay, now I will explain about the sustainability framework and strategy. IOI Property Group Berhad targeting a different area of focus for sustainability. The sustainability goals are all bound by a common aspirations to achieve the sustainability core purpose of creating a sustainability future. There are 4 sustainability goals for IOI Properties Group. The first one is delivering excellence. It is achieve prominence in product and service excellence to deliver their brand promise of reliability, quality and lifetime, and strive for responsible commercial success and sustainable business growth. The focus area for the delivery excellence is product and service excellence. Second is caring for environments. It is uphold environmental ethic through green efforts. For example, energy management, water conservation, emissions and waste reduction, as well as care for the environment towards sustainability for future generation. So the focus area for caring for environment is green efforts. So next, third is creating value for their employee. It is maintain a healthy, safe and fair work culture with emphasis on employee engagement and to encourage employee participations in the organization's transformational journey of sustainability. The focus area for creating value for employee is work culture itself. Last is developing sustainable communities. It is about the enhanced social well-being via community initiative, that is social responsibility commitments, community investment, community development programs for positive long-term impacts to society, and employee volunteerism activities. The focus area for developing sustainable communities is community initiative itself. The ultimate objective is to address the 3 pillars of sustainability, which is economy, social and environmental within the group business segment itself. IOI Properties Group Berhad also have a sustainability strategic teams. The sustainability strategic team is designed to align ground efforts and initiatives to aims at achieving the sustainability goals and core purpose. There are 4 sustainability strategic teams for IOI Group Berhad. The first one is mindset change. The mindset change create the internal awareness to promote integrations of sustainability principle into business strategies by highlighting the socio-economic and environmental connectivity to business. And it is encourage the community to take ownership of sustaining the environment for future generations. Second is inspiring women. This support and empower women such as young students, single mothers among others through programs that help to build capacity and chart career or entrepreneurial growth for the woman itself. Third is young urbanities. It is to groom young talents, introduce the spirits of sustainability, and expose them to best practices in socio-economy and environmental ethics. The last one is about the urban greens. It is encourage a wide array of ecological friendly initiatives that advocate low carbon footprint principle, responsible consumptions on resources and waste minimizations, which generates positive impact on the environment, society, and economy.
So this is the list of risk management committee that involved in making decision on the risk management plan. The first one is Tan Sri Datuk Sri Koh Kilip, a senior independent non-executive director. He is a chairman of governance, nominating and remunerations committee, and also a member of risk management committee. He also is the non-independent non-executive director of NPC Resource Berhad and senior independent non-executive director of Cocoland Holding Berhad. Second one is Datuk Lee Se Shin, the independent non-executive director. He is a chairman of the audit committee and also a member of the risk management committee. He also is independent non-executive chairman of CJ Century Logistic Holding Berhad and independent director of Pacific Mutual Fund Berhad. The third one is the Dato Dr. Tan Kin Hyun, the independent non-executive director. He is a chairman of the risk management committee, member of the audit committee, and member of the governance, nominating and remunerations committee.
This is the principal matters on risk management by the board. The sources I get it from annual report of IOI Properties Berhad. As shown, board has an agenda that ensures strategic matters, budget and sustainability, risk management and internal control, operational, financial performance and corporate governance items that have been discussed at board meetings. The board debate and provide input to management on the execution of the overall strategy of the IOI Properties Group and reflected on that strategy with longer-term views on what could be done to build their strengths as an integrated property company that enhance their financial resilience and deliver consistent and also stronger returns through their business cycles. During financial year 2019, the directors continue to review the effectiveness of their system of controls, risk management, and also high-level internal control processes. These reviews included an assessment of internal controls and in particular of financial, operational, and compliance control, risk management, and also their effectiveness that supported by management assurance of the maintenance of control reports from the group of internal audit, risk management manager, as well as the external auditors on matters identified in the course of its statutory audit work.
This is the risk management committee report. The first one is summary of the key scope of responsibility. Risk Management Committee operate under a written risk management term of reference containing provisions that addresses the requirement imposed by the Bursa Malaysia. The term of reference prescribes the Risk Management Committee oversight of risk management matter and the key responsible, which include among others assessing the group approach on managing its risk processes, and effectiveness of internal control put in place to mitigate any loss. Summary of work of Risk Management Committee of IOI. Risk Management Committee has the responsibility to oversee the group internal control and risk management methodologies. It continues to monitor and review the effectiveness of the 3 lines of defense approach with the support of Risk Management Department. The group acknowledged the 3 lines of defense model as a way of defining the relationship between these functions and act as a guideline to responsibility and accountability of each functional department or business unit. The first line of defense is functions that own and manage risk. The second line of defense is functions that oversee or specialize in risk management compliance. The last one is the third line of defense, functions that provide independent assurance by the group internal audit. In addition, in financial year 2019 of IOI Group, Risk Management Committee also review and redefine certain existing and authorizations limit under the group capital expenditure (CapEx) policy. Review and approve the charter which establish the position of wide-ranging risk management activity, initiative and processes within the group. Analyze and review the presentations on risk-based, the anti-corruption and anti-bribery risk assessment within the group, and review the risk evaluation procedure and limit of authorities in the existing contract investment CapEx policy to ensure that all mitigation strategies are in place prior to any new ventures or investment of prescribed transactions subject to approval. Last but not least, on the Risk Management Committee report. Risk Management Committee will continue to focus on to build a risk-resilient culture by further enhancing and developing appropriate internal control in core functional areas within the group, to review and recommend and assess the development of the group's new business continuity management framework and business continuity planning readiness. And the last one is to ensure regulatory compliance on combating corruption and bribery risk in accordance with the appropriate Malaysian law, at the same time fostering high level of integrity within the group.
Next, I will explain about the statement on risk management and internal controls. First, I will explain about statement of risk management. In the statement of risk management, there are 3 lines of defense. The first one is head of business unit. Each business unit is responsible for the ownership and management of their respective risks. They are also responsible for implementing corrective actions to address process deficiencies. There are 4 key activities for first line of defense. The first one is identifying, rating, managing and reporting risks. The second one is managing compliance, obligations and key controls. The third one is training and awareness of risk to staff. Last one is managing compliance in high risk areas. There are outcomes for the first line of defense, which is satisfactory control of risk and compliance obligations, monitoring and reporting. The second line of defense is risk management departments. The risk management and compliance functions in a way to ensure that the framework is fully embedded, operational, and monitor the first line control to ensure that risks are being effectively managed. It is a risk management function that facilitates and monitors the implementations of effective risk aversion practices by assisting risk owners in defining the target risk exposure and and reporting adequate risk-related information throughout the organizations. The second line of defense also 4 key activities. The first one is design risk and control compliance framework. Second, monitor adherence to framework. Third, provide advice and guidance on identified risks. Lastly is assess control mechanisms and activities. The outcome for the second line defense is design and monitoring of risk and confirmations of compliance of risk and control. Okay, next, the third line of defense. It is an internal audit. Internal audit provides independent assurance on the effectiveness of governance, risk management, and internal controls, including the manner in which the first and second line of defense achieve its control objective. Internal audit provides the boards and senior management with comprehensive assurance based on the highest level of independence and objectivity. For the third lines of defense, there are 3 key activities. The first one is review framework implementing and designs. Second is provide independent oversight of first and second line of defense. Lastly is conduct compliance review and test on framework. The outcome for the third line of defense is to assurance and oversight through system and process audits. Secondly, I will explain about the internal controls of IOI Properties Group Berhad for risk management. IOI Properties Group use relevant performance indicators which are monitored through the monthly enterprise reports. The group of risk management will inform the annual risk process, controls and assurance activities, and it is defined as a risk rating. From the image on the slide, there are 4 risk ratings, which is very high risk, medium, and low. If the company faces the very high risk, they will reject and avoid or mitigate. Description is immediate action required in consultations with management to either avoid the risk entirely or to reduce the risk to a low, medium, and high rating. The second risk rating is high risk. If the company faces the high risk, they will accept and mitigate. These risks need to be mitigated with actions as required, and managers need to be assigned these risks. Third is medium. If the risk is medium, the company will accept by manage a specific monitoring or response procedure. Lastly is a low. If the company faces the low type of risk, the company will accept it also by managed by routine procedures that be provided by the company. Okay, for the control activities of IOI Properties Group Berhad, the policies and procedures have been established for key business processes and support functions. The group has put in place a system to ensure that there are adequate risk management, financial and operational policy, procedure, and rules relating to the delegation and segregations of duties. The risk management group adopts several approaches to its controls activities to ensure holistic coverage of threats and mitigation strategies. So, there are 7 approaches. The first one is directive control. Directive control is approaches to establish desired outcome. Secondly is preventive control. It is to discourage error or irregularities from occurring. Third is detective control. Detective control is to find errors or irregularities after they had occurred, the risk had occurred. And fourth is corrective control. Corrective control is intended to limit the extent of any damage caused by any incidents. After that, it is transfer the risk. Transfer the risk is intended to enable sharing of the risk to a third party in order to reduce the likely impact. Next is to eliminate the risk. Eliminate a risk is some risk may only return to acceptable levels of the activity is the risk is terminated. Lastly is accept the risk. Accept the risk is when the probability or consequences of the risk is low and minor. So these all approaches will be used by the IOI property group Berhad if they had faced any risk in their management. Thank you.
The IOI group's activities expose it to a variety of financial risks such as market risk, including foreign currency exchange risk and interest rate risk, credit risk and liquidity cash flow risk. Somehow, I will just explain on the credit risk and liquidity and cash flow risk. The IOI's group overall financial risk management objective is to ensure that the group creates value for its shareholder, whereas minimizing potential adverse effects on the financial performance of the group. Financial risk management is carried out through risk review, internal control system, insurance programs, and adherence to the group's financial risk management policies. The management regularly reviews these risks and approves the treasury policies which covers the management of these risks. Firstly, credit risk. The group credit risk exposure is mainly related to external counterparty credit risk on monetary financial assets and trade credits. Counterparty here means that the probability of transactions might be default on their contractual obligation. Credit risk is managed at the business unit level by macro group-wide policies on the granting of credit and credit control that are issued and monitored centrally. The group's objective on credit risk management is to avoid significant exposure to any individual customer or counterparty and to minimize concentration of credit risk. The risk management approach on credit risk is credit risk or financial loss from the failure of customers or counterparties being discharged their financial and contractual obligations from trade credits is managed through the application of credit approvals, credit limits, insurance programs, and monitoring procedures on an ongoing basis. If necessary, the group may obtain collateral from the counterparties as a means of mitigating losses in the event of default. For example, property units sold or progressively invoiced and settled by end buyers' financiers posing minimal credit risk. Property investment entails the hospitality sub-segment for which sales are generally cash settled, and the rental property sub-segment which possess a certain degree of collection risk in correlation with the macroeconomic environment. Secondly, liquidity and cash flow risk. Liquidity and cash flow risks arise when financial resources are insufficient to meet financial obligations and when they fall due or have to be met at excessive cost. The group's liquidity risk management objective is to ensure that all foreseeable funding commitment can be met as when due in a cost-effective manner. The group actively manages its debt maturity profile, operating cash flows, and the availability of funding so as to ensure all operating, investing, and financial needs are met. To negotiate liquidity risk management measures and forecasts its cash commitments, monitors and maintains a level of cash and cash equivalent deemed adequate to finance the group's operation and investment activities. The group manages its liquidity risk with maintaining a balanced contractual maturity profile of financial assets to meet financial liabilities, maintain a diverse range of funding sources with adequate backup facilities, and maintain debt financing and servicing plan.